Oh my gosh, I'm going live on a bicycle live stream for the first time in a month. Now that my live stream ban is over, I can utilize technology to communicate with you. On Sunday, the 7th of March at 7 a.m, I've ridden 34 kilometers and it's beautiful this morning, 24 degrees at the moment. Really nice. So let me start, before I start this morning's subject, let me just say I've missed talking to you guys. I've missed the benefits of live stream, the ability to get feedback from you and to have questions asked either during the live stream or afterwards. It's that sort of dynamic response that just makes these live streams such a privilege and a pleasure to do. And on that note as well, it's the things we take for granted, so many things we take for granted, from our health right through to the technology we use, and we appreciate them so much more when we don't have access to them for a while and then we get them back. So welcome to first live stream in a month, and the topic is torment. So what a lovely topic to start with. I was almost going to do my first topic, I was going to sort of do a reminiscing one, but I've decided to do a very serious topic, and one that I wanted to do a month ago. And so, torment. Earlier this year, I was consoling a good friend of mine who had found herself in a state of mental torment, a state of anguish, a state of distress. And I've known this friend for a few years, and I'd never seen her in such a condition where she basically had almost lost control of her mind. Her mind was giving her so much grief. She was so in a state of turbulence, in turmoil. Her mind was pretty much out of control. She was extremely stressed by this, and she was not sleeping very much at all. She was emotional. She was neglecting her spiritual practice. She's a Buddhist. She was neglecting her Buddhism. And I was really, really surprised that somebody with such a good Buddhist foundation could be so strongly affected by a turbulent mind. It was a real eye-opener for me, and I thought this would be a good topic to actually talk about and to understand why this has happened. So that is the question. Why was she in such a state of turbulence? What had brought her to a point where her mind could not let go of its hold of her enough for her to even sleep? Where her mind would not even let her relax enough to follow her spiritual practice? Well, she had started seeing a guy, and after a short space of time, this guy decided he didn't want to see her anymore. Now, that's fine. We all have free will to make these decisions if we make them responsibly. I can be seeing someone and I can say to them, look, I think we're better off as friends. Sorry if that's not what you were expecting, but it's not going to work on a deeper level for me. And that's basically what this guy had said to her. Now, her reaction could have been, okay, thank you, I look forward to remaining friends with you, it's a pity we can't make it work deeper than that, etc., etc. That could have been her response and her reaction. But in this particular case, her mind sort of gripped onto this and went, no, I can't accept this. I need this person. This person is who I'm relying on for my happiness. Without this person, I am incomplete. And so what I was seeing was, I spent hours and hours consoling her. What I was seeing was that she had, in a very short space of time, started believing a lie that comes when we look for love in the wrong places. We're all looking for love. This is the primary prime directive, that we are all have this same desire. And she was looking for love in all the wrong places. She was searching for happiness in the temporary, and she was trying to basically squeeze lemon juice from a rock, mistaking material pleasure for external happiness. So she'd connected with this guy, and in a very rapid, intense connection, and then in a very short space of time, this intense connection stopped, and she was left questioning what the hell was going on. And I was left questioning, how could you become so attached? And the important thing here is the word attached. She became attached in a very short space of time to something that is temporary, or someone that is, or a connection or a person that is temporary, to a idea or a belief that was a lie, and to a situation that can never satisfy us. So she became attached to that, and the end result was she believed it for a very short space of time, and then when that situation didn't work out, she was suddenly left with the reality that she had put all, as I used to say, all eggs in one basket. But that's what she had done. She had invested all of her energy into something that could not bring her happiness, someone that could not bring her happiness, a situation that cannot bring her happiness. All that she could get out of it was a temporary flash of pleasure, but not happiness. So her mind then went into this state, when I was consoling her, of rationalization, justification, trying to solve an unsolvable problem. And I kept coming back to saying to her, you are trying to solve an unsolvable problem. You cannot make this situation work. Even if it works, you can't make it work, because it won't give you what you're looking for. You can't get beetroot juice out of a carrot. You can't squeeze lemon juice from a rock. It just won't give you the happiness that you are seeking. And so with her expectations shattered, her mind had no choice but to try and regain control by working on the puzzle, working on the solution. How do I make this work? And this is what the mind does. The mind is always active, always needing to have a project to work on, whether it's a good project or a bad project. The values that we place on things are not important to the mind. So the mind just needs to be active. And this is its downfall, this need to be active. And so in its need to be active, it was trying to solve an unsolvable problem. And she kept coming back to me with all these, but what if I did this, but what if I did that, oh, if only I'd done that, and if only we'd done that. And I recognized the truth of it very, very, very strongly, because I have been there, and most of us have been there in some form or another. And I've been there many, many times, and I've been consoled many times by friends, by professionals, and my mind has gone over and over and over the same situation and sort of just gone, well, but what if, what if I did this, and what if I did that, and what if this had happened, and maybe I should have done this, and but the end result is that you cannot solve an unsolvable problem. So the bottom line that the information that I kept giving back to her, that I kept saying to her, is you have one winning move in now. Your mind is not allowing you to rest. It's trying to solve an unsolvable problem. What is your winning move? Your winning move is not to play the game. It is the only way that you can not get caught in this situation again. So in the situation she was in, she needed to find a point of peace so that she could handle her out of control mind. And then she needed to learn from the lesson, gain the wisdom of the lesson, which is the only winning move is not to play the game. Because if she goes and plays that game again, what happens is she ends up in the same situation again. She ends up putting all her hope, all her dreams of happiness, love, onto a person who is as fallible as she is, and who cannot, no matter how wonderful they are, no matter how healthy they are in body and mind and spirit, no matter how kind and compassionate they are, it doesn't matter. This person cannot save you. And so sort of brings up a side point there that people say, okay, well, the only person that can save me is myself. And that's a conclusion, an incorrect conclusion drawn from that situation. That's the mind going, okay, well, nobody else can save me, only I can save me. No, you can't save yourself either. So, because that unfortunately leads to people becoming atheistic and super selfish, basically. The only way in a situation like that, or any situation of torment, of frustration, of suffering emotionally or mentally or physically, the only way that you can solve the problem is not by putting more energy into the situation that causes it in the first place. You don't solve the problem by focusing more on material life. You solve the problem by transcending that energy, by transcending the mind's incessant need to always be active. If you don't transcend the mind and its need to always be active, then you are setting yourself up for failure at some point. Because when you believe a lie, the mind follows it, whether it's truth or a lie, it follows it. And then if it doesn't produce the results it wants for it, it ends up in a state of torment. We've all had different experiences of this to different degrees. We all need to remind ourselves that transcendental sound, mantra meditation, takes us beyond the material plane, beyond material energy, and is like putting soothing band-aid on a cut, or putting water on quenching an uncontrollable fire with water. Maybe quenching a thirst would be better, but putting out a fire with water. Transcendental energy, for those people that are aware of its power, they will know what I'm referring to when I say that it has the ability to take us away from the mind and to bring us back to the point of peace within our heart. And as she is a Buddhist, although she does actually come along and chant with me sometimes, as she is a Buddhist, she has her own spiritual practice to bring back that peace. So did she find peace? Well, yes, this is only a recent event for her. She found peace by refocusing on her spiritual practice, which then allowed her to get sleep again, and by reevaluating her expectations of where to find happiness. So I hope this is, on this beautiful Sunday morning, hope this has given you something to think about. And as I said at the beginning of this live stream, it's an absolute delight to be back live again, and looking forward to your comments and feedback if you're watching this at a later stage. And thank you for everyone that I've seen come on watching it as well. Hope you have a great day. Hope you live vegan, save lives, ahimsa.